Someone gonna give me this video? So Sidney Powell, Michael Flynn's ex-attorney, she's been going around on a litigation tour trying to say there was voter fraud because of this company that was in charge of developing the voting machines because it was originated from Venezuela. She's trying to argue this is why voter fraud occurred because they helped bring the same type of outcome in their very own country, producing the president that they want to see. So now she's trying to say the same thing has happened here. They have switched people's votes. But the thing is, this is where that whole entire theory and just stupid notion can be debunked, because the way Joe Biden won was majority by mail-in voting, ink on paper, which can't be changed. Her very argument is debunkable before it even begins. The way Biden won, mail-in voting, dry ink on paper, which can't be changed. She's trying to say this machine somehow changed those votes, or changed the in-person voting, I should say. When it's time to pressure her and bring about the evidence of everything that she's claiming, she can't do it. But yet she's going around on this litigation tour trying to say it's all happening right now and this is why Donald Trump is still the president. No, it's not. States are beginning to certify their votes to Joe Biden. It's over. But here's the basis of her argument. And then right after she's doing these press briefings and trying to explain her way through them, you have people like Tucker Carlson reaching out to her saying, okay, come on to the show. We want to have you on here so you can show what's happening. She's starting to get mad at folks from the right and folks who actually want to see her succeed. She's starting to get mad at them, basically telling them not to contact her no more or hit her up no more about this, even though she's the one that's still continuously doing press briefings on behalf of the president of the United States. Anyway, here goes the basis of her argument.
And the software that goes in other computerized voting systems here as well, not just Dominion, were created in Venezuela at the direction of Hugo Chavez to make sure he never lost an election after one constitutional referendum came out the way he did not want it to come out. We have one very strong witness who has explained how it all works. He was with Hugo Chavez while he was being briefed on how it worked. He was with Hugo Chavez when he saw it operate to make sure the election came out his way. That was the express purpose for creating this software.
If that's the case, and Venezuela is switching votes, we shouldn't have any type of technology here. Everything that we have here should arguably be taken back. The majority of everything in this country is either from China or from some other country where they're developing technology or any type of tech to be brought into this country. That whole argument is just, it's ludicrous and it's stupid, primarily because she has no evidence to back up what she's saying. Like I said, Tucker Carlson, he reached out to her. He wants her to succeed. He wants to hear what she's saying about this, but yet she can't explain how this is happening. When she was Flynn's attorney, Michael Flynn's attorney, she was actually a better attorney than this in terms of litigation, explaining her way through the process, explaining how they're trying to blackball Michael Flynn because Michael Flynn has information on Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and other deep state operatives and the intel he was going to get and receive. She actually was great at that moment in time way back then, but now she's making a fool of herself at this point in time. But here goes the clip of Tucker Carlson trying to reach out to her, trying to say, hey, come on to the show. He even said they texted her personally saying, come on to the show, bring the evidence that you have, and we're gonna have you on all week to show what you have. But yet she didn't want to do it. She got mad at them and told them to stop texting her and stop hitting her up, all because they want to get evidence from a legal expert, quote unquote.
Powell has been all over conservative media with the following story. This election was stolen by a collection of international leftists who manipulated vote tabulating software in order to flip millions of votes from Donald Trump to Joe Biden. On Sunday night, we texted her after watching one of her segments. What Powell was describing would amount to the single greatest crime in American history. Millions of votes stolen in a day. Democracy destroyed. The end of our centuries-old system of self-government. Not a small thing. After 4 years, this may be the single most open-minded show on television. We literally do UFO segments. Not because we're crazy or even been interested in the subject, but because there is evidence that UFOs are real and everyone lies about it. We took Sidney Powell seriously. We had no intention of fighting with her. We've always respected her work. We simply wanted to see the details. How could you not want to see them? So we invited Sidney Powell on the show. We would have given her the whole hour. We would have given her the entire week, actually, and listened quietly the whole time at rapt attention. That's a big story. But she never sent us any evidence, despite a lot of requests, polite requests, not a page. When we kept pressing, she got angry and told us to stop contacting her. When we checked with others around the Trump campaign, people in positions of authority, they told us Powell has never given them any evidence either, nor did she provide any today at the press conference.
Even Trump hasn't pissed off Tucker to that point. When you start pissing off Tucker like that, when it gets to that point to where he's telling you, hey, come on to the show, I want to have you on for a whole entire week. I'll have you on for an hour at a time to where I'm just being quiet, sitting and listening to you. That's how you know you're full of shit. That's how you know you're full of shit. Fox News is the perfect platform to go on and to show everything that you have in regards to voter fraud or votes were switched or in which something nefarious or malicious actually occurred and happened. But she doesn't want to do it because she can't do it because she understands she's going to look like an idiot and a fool for an hour or for the whole entire week. But once again, this is the stuff that the Trump base wants to see, that the Trump cult wants to see, which is why Donald Trump is investing in Trump TV. He's going to actually do this. And what way will it look like? We don't really know yet, but it's coming. This is all they care about. This is all they want to see. My biggest fear is this is going to become the norm with U.S. elections. Whenever the other side loses, there has to be some reason why, some valid reason why they lost, not because they just actually lost when it comes to policy or actually being a populist president, because they just lost because of something higher that occurred, something more malicious, something more nefarious, something more delinquent in terms of the intent of the outcome. This is what they want, but there's no evidence showing what they're claiming. You have a good portion of the country that wants to see this type of behavior, this type of idiotic nature when it comes to moving about our elections. The same thing occurred with Russiagate and the impeachment of Trump. This never-ending notion that Donald Trump had been in cahoots with the Russians ever since the 1980s, and planning for that very moment in time to where he could eclipse a challenger. That was ridiculous, and this is ridiculous now. So my hope is this doesn't become the new norm, the new thing that happens every single election cycle, because it really takes a toll on our democracy and just the state of our elections.